I've been asked recently what the word success means to me, and I thought it would be kind of neat to do a video about it because, it's a weird topic actually because everybody's version of success is different from somebody else's. And I just kind of wanted to give you a unique perspective with what I've gone through, and then maybe you can apply it to your life as well and check yourself and see if you're on that road or if you're not or if you need to be or whatever. But many years ago, back when I was younger, before I got into the pallets and all, I was actually doing remodeling of homes, and I was kind of learning the trade as I was doing it. I had a partner that was a lot better than I was, but my plan was to, well, if I learn this, maybe one day I'll know woodworking, or I'll be able to build things myself, or I'll be able to build a house. In the back of my head would be something I was gonna think would be a version of success by doing that type of activity and that type of work. But the issue that came into play was I wouldn't make enough money, or it didn't allow me enough time to even do those quote unquote intangibles that could have been the fruition of that work. Because of the nature of the business, you're always busy. And by the time you have time for yourself, you're tired. So when the pallets came along, it's not like I envisioned myself to be the pallet guy my whole life, and that's what I was working toward. It's something, though, that put in front of me a vehicle that would allow me to pursue my passions, things I was really interested in, such as music, writing music and recording. And, I sing and keyboards, and I have a co-writer, and we wrote so many songs and produced and mixed and mastered hundreds of songs. That takes an exorbitant amount of time. But to be able to do that, I had to have that pallet business to be able to leave me the time and the money to be able to do it. So, so it gave me the ability to make a good bit of money in a short period of time, any given day of the week, to where I could switch my gears over to writing music and recording and all the technical know-how you need to know how to do when it comes to actually recording your own and mixing and all that. So we used a system called Pro Tools, and that was my passion. That's what I would spend 8 hours a day doing. In fact, I'll pause for a second and switch over, and just to give you an idea of the volume of songs that we wrote. I was just going to scroll through our emails, and these are always songs going back and forth and stuff we've been working on for the longest of time. And because we both had home studios in each other, me and my co-writer. So literally hundreds of songs that we worked. And when I look back on this, it does for me spell success because I was able to have so much free time to be able to pursue this type of passion, right? And then, we'll go over this right here with some of the stuff we had published, but this is like 1/20th or 30th of what was actually written, but this is out there available for folks. And different albums that we have, and we got placements and sold CDs and all that. And what I'm getting at, positioning yourself to really pursue what you really want to do, whether that be, just taking care of your kids or spending more time with their kids. That could be your definition of success. There's young people today that, unlike my generation, we wanted a nice house and a nice car. Well, there's some people out there now that not having a car and not having the house and Ubering around, and having more experiences of food and travel and all that, that could be the definition of success if you have the funds to be able to do it. And finding the right vehicle, like as I did with pallets and moving them from point A to point B, allowed me to make good money in short periods of time, especially when I started brokering pallets on top of it and moving all the other items like crates and drums and dunnage and corrugated boxes, layered those revenue streams in passive revenue streams as well, and gave me additional time to pursue other ventures that really interested me without feeling guilty. So that's an important part. Then, not that I'm trying to make this about me, but being able to pursue your passions, whatever it is for you, I'm just trying to convey. I got into art and didn't even know I could paint. Not that I'm Van Gogh or anything, but I started doing a lot of art, and it really relaxed me. And had some shows and stuff as far as art shows for the stuff that I had painted and sold a bunch, and it was another pursuit of something I became really interested in, but did not require me to feel guilty of the time it took to do this. In fact, made me some money along the way. And, they always say, do something you like, or do something that's going to earn you enough money to pursue the things you like, right? So it's one or the other. First, ask yourself, what's your proclivity, what you enjoy doing anyway, and might as well work at that field that you like to do. But if that field doesn't make you enough money, you're going to need to find a vehicle that does allow you to make enough money to be able to pursue the passions you really want to go after. For me, it was the pallet industry. And I've helped a lot of people that have learned the pallet industry, going through the training and all, to allow them to have some life freedom, money freedom, financial freedom, freedom to take a day off and go have lunch with their wife on a Tuesday afternoon, replace their income, go to their kids' soccer games because they're able to manipulate their schedules now and dictate when they work. So back to the word success, it can mean a lot of different things for a lot of different people. It is, though, when it comes down to it, we live in a world of reality where, we don't live in our mom's basement, right? We want to fend for ourselves and have our job not grind us into dust. And for me, being able to move pallets from point A to point B and not trading time for money, but how many pallets can I move this morning to create my income, freed up my life for these type of pursuits. I want that for you as well, because I feel like I've lived kind of a charmed life having that amount of time while other people were slaving. I'm sitting here either, after I've done my work in the morning, had the rest of the day to pursue my other interest. And it was a good way to live. So I'm not trying to make carbon copies of me out there. I'm just trying to help you understand what it's going to take for you to feel like you've gotten to the point of obtaining some freedom back in your life to pursue what really you're after. You could be a workaholic and you could just do pallets all day long and build this empire from it as well. If that's your version of success, I don't say that would be the most healthy thing in the world, because your family matters as well, but and they want your time, they want your presence in front of them at points, and if you work too much, you neglect that. But at the same time, of course, we all have an obligation to create security for our family. So make the income, sock it away, and pursue those things that really you put on the back burner that you hadn't been able to pursue as well, because that's going to make you a happier person. And when you're happy, the people around you are happy as well. You don't want to walk around miserable, feeling like you've been cheated. So not having that feeling of being cheated in life, or you're a victim, or that life is taking advantage of you, you need to pursue pursuits that will set you up to be able to live the life you are wanting. And I teach people how to do that with this particular business model, and it's not for everybody. But for the people that are on the fence trying to figure it out, at some point you're going to have to come to a decision and make that decision for yourself if this is right for you. Don't procrastinate. Don't overanalyze to the point of analysis paralysis. Of course, do your research and determine if you feel what I'm providing is a fit for you. If that's the case, move forward. For you if folks have never heard of me or anything like that, go to thesimplestbiz.com or thesimplestbiz.info, either one. There's a lot of additional information that you can sign up for as far as emails, and there's a lot of information on that page in general that will give you a good feel for what this business model is. And my hope for you is for you to get your success through this, your time back, your money freedom back, or for the first time if you've never had it, because you're not going to be on your deathbed one day wishing you had worked more. You're going to wish that you would have pursued the things that God has put in front of you as your desires of your heart, and the pursuit of spending time with your family and the ones you love. Okay? Y'all have a good one. See you in the next video.